like the aspirations of a person coming from far away. When I was young, I grew up with one thought in my head. If I couldn't live in freedom, I'd rather be dead. So quietly I asked about where freedom could be found. They said there is but one place, it's to America you're bound. And as I grew, I ever had this dream to be free, to live as God intended, free of oppressive regime. I swore one day I'd make the trip to where I'd be free to grow. First I heard America, that's where I had to go. Oh, America, how I dreamed you before I even seen you. Oh, America, how I dreamed you before I even seen you. And he said that in this land folks lived the dream that I'd been dreaming. So I took the chance and left my home with tears always streaming. And I made my endless trip across dangerous seas in a ship. But I took the chance cause I knew that freedom meant taking a risk. Well, we crashed into America, full steam ahead. With flailing arms we swam ashore, some of us dead, but the rest we knew that finally, yes, we had at last arrived. And we got down on our knees and thank God we were alive. But when we woke the next day, we're inside of a cell. It's been that way for 2 years now, this is living in hell. As we try to prove we're worthy of the American dream, but it seems that dream's no more a part of the American scheme. Well, it looks as though I might end up in Ecuador. Well, that's okay, beach China or jail by far. And it might be nice to live in a place where people are so mean. Maybe finally I'll have found a place for my American dream. Oh, America, where did you go? America, I'd really like to know. America, where did you go? Whatever happened to your freedom story? Oh, America, America, I'd really like to know. The next thing that was so moving to me about everything was the supporters of the asylum seekers, the vigil people, just a small group of people, but managed to, in the end, to accomplish a lot. And for instance, we had Jeff and Cindy in our group, and Jeff was one of the pro bono lawyers. We had the largest
pro bono legal effort in the nation. It might have been in the history of the country, I don't know, but it was quite amazing that all these people were going to bat for the detainees. And Jeff's wife Cindy, Jeff and Cindy Lobach, Jeff's wife Cindy would facilitate the artwork that the Chinese detainees were doing. They were taking little magazines and cutting out little pieces of paper, making little triangles and folding them, and then gluing them and coming out with beautiful statues, you know, this high statue of, you know, Statue of Liberty with a Chinese face. That's kind of fantastic. And then I got one statue had 3 birds, like the mother, father, the baby bird taking off or landing one or the other. But this beautiful artwork, in fact, it was unique, this art. The claim was it was unique. Some of these detainees even got artistic asylum, which was quite interesting. One guy came to Red Lion near York, and he came, like, he saved that business from going under because of his expertise in the weaving. But Jeff and Cindy even adopted a son, Alan, one of the detainees, and it was like he was the first one freed, Alan, and when he came out, and thanked us, you know, it's extremely moving for everybody.
How old was he?
And he was probably early 20s. And then, well, he was young. He might have been even younger than that. We had Sterling. Sterling would go into the prison whenever he had free time, weekends or the afternoons, and he'd visit the Chinese detainees and befriend them, reach out and show that people were out there in support of him. We had Byron, who would give lay sermons. He runs a Christian bookstore, and that was his thing. We had our I would do a song. I made my commitment, self-imposed, to do a song every week. And we had Ray and Harriet, who were great volunteers. They'd have a big fundraising auction with the Brethren Church of the Brethren, and they were instrumental in managing the International Friendship House. We bought a house downtown, a big old house that took a couple years to get up to code, and that was a place for asylum seekers to come and receive, once they received asylum, to get interim support, so they could get on their feet. If they get English as a second language, they get job hunting, treatment, they get shelter, and then they get some food. And so that went well for 10 years and serviced hundreds of people, but lately they had to close because of financial problems. So we had another thing that was moving to me was we had national and international attention. Every so often they'd be in the papers or on the television. In fact, one guy said he saw me on TV when he was in Ireland. It was only for this long, but I thought really high.